Hello everyone, on Patreon and YouTube. This is Hasani Walker, and today I'm going to talk to you about tie downs. Now, tie downs are an essential thing to know about in stop motion. They're what's going to help hold up your puppet if you want your puppet to stand on one foot and help in walk cycles. Tie downs are pretty much a must-have, and there's something that I didn't really know about when I first did stop motion. Of course, I was just kind of winging it when I first did it, and there weren't really any kind of like online tutorials, so I was just sticking my character in a huge lump of clay and just decided I wouldn't show the feet. Now, tie downs, I mean, first let me just say that these videos, they were first being made just to help promote my Patreon page, but as these go on, I think it's going to be a lot more, I guess, helpful to all of you if I actually make these videos something more to just help answer questions about stop motion, about animation, and essentially, I guess, just help the medium just seem a lot more achievable. Because I know a lot of people say that stop motion is the hardest form of animation. I've never really had it or seen it like that, and I think a lot of those thoughts come from people that do stop motion without really knowing, I guess, sort of like cheats and tips on how to do it. And I've seen a lot of people do stop motion in the hardest way possible, and afterwards they just say they're pretty much done with it. So I'm hoping to, I guess, sort of alleviate any of those thoughts. But anyway, so tie downs, this is more on a more expensive puppet you can actually get online on different stop motion websites like Stop Motion Toolkit. But you can see the feet here have there's screws at the bottom, or there's threaded holes at the bottom that you can actually tie your puppet down with. And these feet here, they actually were specially made. I actually contacted someone who machined them for me, because most feet you find online for stop motion are kind of huge. They look like clown feet to me. And if you've seen my sculptures, my drawings, I draw fairly like smaller feet, and I like to keep my puppets that way. So there are different options I use for stop motion tie downs, and the one that I use a lot are actually Knurled Nuts right here. And Knurled Nuts, these you can find at some hardware stores. I'm gonna bring this in a little closer for you to see. But yeah, you can find these at hardware stores, but the exact size, like this size, I go by I mean, I get like a 6/32 size. They're kind of harder to find in stores, but online they are much easier to find. That's where I buy these online. And the nice thing about them is that they have a little, divot in the center. And the nice thing about that is when you're making your puppet, ooh, that was close. When you're making your puppet, you can actually just wrap your wire around that divot, and it holds pretty well. And then you can put your epoxy around that to just form a bond, and that'll hold up your puppet for your filming. I just dropped that. I'll get that later. But sorry, I have a very, as I said before, this is all just on a table in my living room, so I have a very small sort of setup, but I'm trying my best here. But the puppets you've seen in my bedroom door all have knurled nuts as feet. There's one in the heel and one in the toe, so I can get a nice walk cycle going. Now, you've only seen like a few walking scenes in it, because I haven't really had a scene that really required a lot of walking in it. As the series goes on, I'm actually hoping to show a lot more of the world and hopefully expand, and I'll probably start showing more walk cycles on them. But they all the feet are done like this with you can see there's an epoxy around the wire to really set it in, and it does help them hold up fairly well. Now, as things have been going further on, I've been trying to experiment with other puppets, and I've been trying to get smaller feet. And if you do want smaller feet, there is another option, and that option, see right here, are actually these are T-nuts. And these actually, in most studios I've worked at, these actually seem to be far more essential. They do use knurled nuts, but these are used far more often. They're very small, you can see right here, and they have teeth on them, and that's one nice thing about them. Let's see if I can actually open one without losing them all. Okay, so hopefully I can get you a closer look here. Kind of small to handle. But they do have little teeth around them that you can actually take pliers and you can bend around your wire, and then you can take some string to last them to your wire so they stick to your puppet. And I actually used those on this one, so you can see her feet. They actually do have the T-nuts on them. And with that, I can actually keep her feet very small. And I have been doing that on other puppets too, that you'll hopefully see in the future. If I want to keep feet a little smaller and the wire like a little bit thinner, I use the T-nuts. And these two also, if you go to a hardware store and ask for a T-nut, they're going to get you something fairly large. I've gone to Ace Hardware, I've gone to like Lowe's, and when I ask for a T-nut and they show me where they are about 4 times the size of this one, and that is not what I'm looking for. So what you want to do is, just like the Knurled Nuts, go online. About 440 size is standard, and you can get them in bulk. They're fairly cheap, just like the Knurled Nuts, and that's what's really nice about these tie downs. You can go online and find them, and I think I got the Knurled Nuts, I think I got them for like 69 cents. These, I got like a whole bag for maybe like $1. And yeah, I mean, they will serve you well. And yeah, they're very easy to use. But those are the options that I like using for tie downs: Knurled Nuts and T-nuts. So Knurled Nuts, a little bit bulky but easy to use. T-nuts, if you want to go a little bit smaller. I mean, you can even put these in like a character's hands if you want to tie something to their hand. I mean, if you were making like a Spider-Man stop motion, these would be great to put into his hands. You can actually tie down his hands to things. But yeah, so those are the best options and most affordable options I can think of for tie downs for your puppet. So if you have any other questions about tie downs, be sure to put them in the comments. I'll get to them when I can. Remember to like and subscribe to the subscribe to the channel if you want to see more updates. I'm going to be talking a lot more about animation and stop motion tips and things to do, and just animation in general, because I mean, I absolutely love the medium, and I mean, this is like pretty much what I've been doing with my whole life. So yeah, I guess I'll be talking about it a lot. And if you'd like to see more stop motion shows like the My Bedroom Door series, I hope that you'll become a patron to help support more episodes, and that's at patreon.com/Hasani Studios. There'll be a link at the bottom as well. But yeah, so I hope you keep on tuning in. I'm hoping to post more of these videos more often, and I'm going to start scheduling them. But I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope you got a lot of information for it. And I hope that you do get into stop motion, and if so, you can put a link in the comments, because I also like seeing people's stop motion work as well. Actually, I like seeing any animation work. I just love seeing things come to life. If you're seeing a lot of flashing happening on me, that's because my television is actually on mute. I probably should have turned it off. I'll do that next time. Alright, thank you for watching.